Welcome to another episode of Coffee Break with your Web Chick Live. I am a few minutes late today. I had some technical issues again, but here I am, and I'm ready to go. And I'm ready to talk about website security for your small business. I want to give you a few tips in case you're concerned about hackers getting to your website. Let's face it, the only way hackers could never get to your website is if you'd never had a website. The only 100% guarantee that you won't get hacked is to not have a website. But there are some good things. There are some things that you can do to make your website more secure. And many of these things go for all platforms, and some of the things I'm going to talk about are specific to WordPress because I do happen to specialize in WordPress. I've got my tasty beverage in my Patrick mug today. It matches my pink shirt. Excuse me one second. Yes, I need my caffeine to get started. Okay, so if you're concerned about hackers getting to your website, here are some of the things that you can do to help prevent that. Number one, especially on WordPress, don't use admin as your password. When you think about it, using admin as your password gives any hacker or computer that might come down the pipeline 50% of your login credentials. So they're already halfway to logging into your website without your permission if you use admin as your username. It is the default when you set up WordPress, but you can change that when you're setting up a WordPress site. Number two, choose a secure password. In other words, not password 123. If you check out howsecureismypassword.net, or for short, hsim.pw, you can put in the password that you want to use, and it'll tell you how secure it is. It'll tell you how long it would take a computer to crack your password. Install a firewall like secure. Number three, install a firewall like securi.net. That's SUCURI.net. This supports websites built on any platform, and services start at about $10 a month. Number four, set up a scanning service. There are free services like Nikto, which is actually CIRT.net/NIKTO and then the number 2. And that's a free service. Or starting at just $17 a month, you can get Securi's Site Check. And again, that's SUCURI.net. And those two work on all platforms. For WordPress specifically, I personally like and use the WordFence plugin. They have a robust, excellent free version, but if you decide that you want the free version, the premium version, it's only $99 a year, and that price goes down if you purchase service years in bulk. So the more you purchase, the more years you purchase, the more you save on the per year price. Services like these scanning services, not only do they detect things that could be going on externally that are a threat to your site, but they can also detect vulnerabilities within the site and kind of warn you ahead of time. Look, you've got something going on here that you might want to check into. Number 5, this one is specific to WordPress. There are plugins that you can install like limit login attempts, or if you use WordFence, there is an option in WordFence that lets you turn on a login attempt limit, and I have mine turned on, believe me. Number 6, another good security measure is to use a comment spam blocker. There are a lot of free spam blocker plugins that are available for WordPress. I was using one called Anti-Captcha that worked quite well until I wanted to make my site more mobile friendly, and the spam blocker conflicted with the mobile technology that I had selected to use. So I went in search of a solution, and I found something called cleantalk.org, and they are just $8 a year. So Akismet is probably the most popular spam blocker, but it's also $5 a month, which is still not a bad deal if you want to use the most popular one. I do like Clean Talk. It has protected me very well from comment spam, and you can't beat the price for $8 a year. On a side note, but they both do, Clean Talk and Akismet do both work on all platforms. They are not specific to WordPress. And there is a free version of Akismet, but technically you're only supposed to use it for personal websites. And since we're talking about small business websites, you really shouldn't use the free version of Akismet for your small business website. So, to review, things that you can do as a small business professional to protect your small business website from hackers. Number 1, don't use admin as your password. Don't use admin as your username. Number 2, choose a secure password. And again, that's the short URL is hsim.pw. The long version of that is howsecureismypassword.net. And that'll tell you how long it will take a computer to crack your password. Number 3, invest in a firewall like securi.net. Once again, it's SUCURI.net. It's about $10 a month. Number 4, set up a scanning service. My favorite, WordFence for WordPress. But there's also Securi also has a scanning service, and there's also something called Nikto. Number 5, limit login attempts. That's specific to WordPress. And number 6, use a good comment spam blocker. Again, I like cleantalk.org. That works on all platforms. I use it for WordPress, and I've been very happy with it for about 2 years now. It has really protected me very well from comment spam, and it's invisible. Your visitors don't have to do the CAPTCHAs and putting in codes and all that kind of stuff. It just works behind the scenes very quietly and very effectively. So those are my tips for protecting your small business website from hackers. I look forward to your comments, your questions, and if you have suggestions for an episode, something you'd like to hear me talk about, something you'd like recommendations for, whether it's WordPress or any other website platform, I would love to hear from you. I also take questions and suggestions for social media and email marketing. I am your web chick, Bonnie Clayton, yourwebchick.biz, at yourwebchicktm on Facebook. And until next time, have a great day.